Greetings, this is TimeRider. If I understand it, and I'm sure I'll get corrected if I'm wrong, it's pronounced Unimog. It's made by Daimler, sold under the Mercedes-Benz banner. In the US, they're Freightliners, and I'll bet a plugged nickel it's pronounced Unimog. It's a contraction of the phrase Universal Motor Gerät. I'm saying that correctly. Gerät being German for device, in this case, a vehicle or an instrument, something along that line, a machine. Production began in 1948 with agriculture as a principal market. Even today, the casting has a power takeoff on the front, and they were certainly used in a variety of capacities, including military. Lesney began casting Unimog toys in 1967, converted them to superfast, and ended the model in 1972. Early versions were tan over turquoise, and the later versions were blue over red. There is a rare version with a tan body over a red base, and there was also a military release later on. This one's mine. I also own these two. The one on the right I restored, and it was one of my most viewed restorations. And the one on the left I bought that way, and a while back on the bench I think I put a set of tires on it. But I was looking around on the internet, and I saw this. And I thought, that looks like something that I might like to do. So, stick around while I do a custom Unimog. The toy was held together with two mushroomed posts, one in the front and one in the back. This model cost me $2.56, and I purchased it as a part of a lot on eBay. It's pretty simple to get apart. You actually get a spare tire with it. Needed to get the windscreen out. The model was cast in 1/68th scale. Now we'll clean up these posts a little bit. I want to make sure again that it goes together easily. And a drop of oil, and we'll drill out some posts. It's such a popular little model. I get so many views off of it, off of the restore that I did on it. I think it must have been one of those ones that like everybody had it. And with the hole tapped, I am going to be doing a complete wheel swap, so I don't need to do any preservation of the axles. We're just going to cut them. A little busted piece there, and the trailer hitch is busted. And we'll throw her in some stripper. Get the paint off. So with the paint removed, it's time to start cleaning that casting up. And of course we've got two pieces that are going to need some finish paint. There's a lot of Lesney castings that are actually like that, where it's not just a black bottom. Then you see I got a little bend here in that fender, and I've straightened these before. It's just a matter of taking it slow, because you don't want to crack it or break it. And you'll get it straight. And now you're going to want to mark this date on your calendar because you're going to see me, once again, repairing a trailer hitch. But I will say, if there are any Lesney castings that deserve a trailer hitch, this is probably one of them. And it's a metal one, and it's funny because the metal ones are broken probably more frequently than the plastic ones. And so I drilled a little countersunk hole is what I did there. And now I need to file the end of the hitch itself off so it matches where the hole is. Because I didn't put the hole where the old trailer hitch sat. So this is going to be a custom trailer hitch. It's going to be slightly shorter than the stock version. Now, in the past, I've used the same tubing I used to make axles to fix these, and because this is a metal one, I decided that I was going to do it a little differently. And what I'm going to do is use a nail. And I just need a really, really small piece of this nail. And I'm not going to cut it all the way off because if I do, it'll probably go flying. Maybe I can get it here. There we go. See, that could have gone flying. Usually I cut all but the last little bit. And now what I need to do is make it flat. Here we go, folks. Little bitty drop of super glue gel, and we'll set that new hitch ball right in place. Well, I used a little baking soda on it to help harden it, and then after I was all said and done with that, it needs to be shaped. I had painted both the top portion and the chassis in Tamiya light gray. The blue was simply Tamiya blue, your just regular blue. I don't remember the number right offhand. And a little bit of black. I wanted to darken it some. The blue reminded me of how everything was painted when I was in the Air Force. And put a tack coat on, let it dry for 15 minutes or so, and then I come back with successively heavier coats until I get the end result that I'm looking for. Now the base, that's just going to be gloss black, so I didn't really do a tack coat. I just started painting it black. And then I just kept painting it black until I felt like I was done painting it black. Make sure to get the bottom and get at it from all angles. I'm sure you've heard that 100 times in 100 videos. I wasn't going to go too crazy with the details, but I know on the original castings, the grille and headlights were painted, so I'm going to paint them on this one as well, but I probably won't go any further than that. And then once everything's painted, we'll put it back together. I didn't have any really good footage of me putting those wheels together, so you'll get a look at them in the final reveal. A little bit right here too. They're green light wheels that I bought actually kind of a while ago, and then I just painted them black when I painted the base. So before we look at how this turned out, let's look at how it started. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would say, well, this wasn't a candidate for restoration, but to that I say this. There was a lot of scrapes, especially on the base. The trailer hook was missing, and if you look at the blue paint up on the top, it has no luster to it anymore. It looks almost like flat blue. The window was in pretty good condition, though. So anyway, let's see where I wound up. The Matchbox number 49B Unimog Custom. So what do you think of that trailer hitch? Does that look good? And I'm just rocking on them tires. I carried the grill out a little further. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's what I did. Stick around for an episode of The Bench, and I would like to take a minute to thank everybody who watched the Cool Car Challenge. I really got a lot of good feedback from it, and well, going forward, I'll try to do a few more of something of a similar ilk. But anyway, this is TimeRider, and I'll leave the light on for you. Hey, thanks for sticking around for another episode of The Bench. First, I wanted to show everybody that the three brothers, or maybe three sisters, are back together again. And also, I've had a lot of people ask me how that Jaguar is coming along, and I'll tell you what, here it is when it was ready for paint, and it's already been painted, and I'm not going to tell you what color it is. And right now, what I'm waiting on is decals. I had ordered some decals, and I want to warn you, be careful, because when they came, it turns out they were clear instead of on a white background. It was numbers for the racer here. And so unless your car is white or you want to paint white circles on it, those decals were fairly useless. And it's going to be Fire Week here at Wee Little Cars. Start working on this 29C pumper. And then a buddy of mine found this in his backyard, and he cleaned it up, and I didn't know what it was, and so I put it on one of the Facebook sites, and I got the Microsoft answer. It's a fire vehicle. Well, yeah, okay, I knew that. It had some inscription on the bottom that I had never seen before, and as it turns out, it's a majorette, which is a French die-cast, and so I'm going to work on that this week, too. Now, I don't have the ladder that's supposed to go on the top, so I may do some hole filling, and I can't get the decals necessarily for it, but I'm going to do the best I can with what I have. So that's it for me. We'll see you the next time, at least I hope so. Subscribe if you like what you saw, and share with your friends, and click the likey and support the cause. Let me tell you, too, it's a beautiful day here today in Minnesota, and we're looking for another beautiful one tomorrow. This is TimeRider. Join me next time.